Big deep breaths, the breath of life. Hi everybody, it's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy reading. The language of letting go with Melody Beattie. And this evening it's lights out with Lisa. I don't know why I'm doing a voice, but I just decided to do one. Okay, so it's the old lady voice that goes with my spectacles when I read to you in the nighttime. Okay, I'm reading The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. I'm going to read April 22nd, Coping with Stress. Stress is going to be there. There's eustress and distress. There's two types of stress in the world, in our lives. There's eustress and distress. So distress is not good. Eustress is a good stress. It's the stress that propels us into action. The stress that keeps us away from danger. But we overdo these human instincts, and then we end up in fight or flight, running from a bear, metaphorically. That's what your system has. The fight or flight system was designed to help us run for survival, to save our lives. But we have now we use this fight or flight system inside of our bodies when we're in traffic, or when the bill didn't come, or when a letter didn't come in the mail, or an email didn't come, or when someone doesn't call us back. We go into fight or flight, where our system is actually in survival mode, and we way outdo it. So we need to learn how to cope with stress, and because it's going to come. There's going to be stressful moments. It's just how we deal with it. Just like everything in life, everything's going to come. It's just how you deal with it, how you respond to it. And instead of reacting, we respond. Okay, coping with stress, April 22nd. Inevitably, there are times of stress in our lives, no matter how long we've been in recovery. Sometimes the stress is outside or around us. Sometimes it's out here. We're feeling balanced, but our circumstances are stressful. Sometimes the stress is within, and we feel out of balance. So sometimes it feels out of balance out there, and sometimes it feels out of balance in here. When the stress is external and internal, we experience our most difficult times. So when it's out there and in here, that's the most challenging times. During stressful times, we can rely more heavily on our support systems. So this is why support systems are so important. I really didn't know how to reach out like 5 years ago. I had like 2 people I reached out to and told them what was really going on with me. Now I have a whole slew of a support system. I need it on a daily basis. And support system can be, even people I work with, I open up now. I'm not like shut down. I'm not closed off as some like robotic human being that is always happy and positive, which I am. But I also will say like, oh God, I haven't been sleeping and this feels hard and I'm feeling like a lot of pressure here. Like I'm just honest. I'm more honest these days. I got honest with myself, and so I could be honest with people around me. And by sharing all of me, I find I get even more support that I didn't even know where I could get it. So support systems, it can be people you work with, good friends, family members, but we gotta have people in our lives. So during stressful times, we can rely more heavily on our support systems. Our friends and groups can help us feel more balanced and peaceful in spite of our stressful conditions. Affirming that the events taking place are temporary. This is what people do to me, like remind me that this will pass, this will all work out, because if I'm stressed, if it's external and internal, then I'm feeling really much like this. I've talked to you guys before, when we're in panic mode and stress mode, our frontal lobe of our brain actually shuts down and the amygdala emotional centers like fire up. So my thinking, my cognitive, reasonable, rational thinking actually turns off. So I need people to remind me when it gets really stressful, like it's going to be okay, it'll all work out, we're here for you, whatever happens, we'll make it through. These kinds of comforting words. It's like a hug with words, So our friends and groups can help us feel more balanced and peaceful in spite of the stressful conditions, affirming that events taking place are a temporary, uncomfortable part of a good, solid plan. We can assure ourselves that we will get through. We won't be destroyed, and we won't crumble or go under. That used to be my fear. Like it was all life or death. Anything that was coming up stressful, if it felt stressful, it felt like a life or death situation for me, because I had no knowledge about this fight or flight system that was actually putting me into survival mode. It felt like life or death because my system thought it was life or death. So yeah, when we can know, now we can, learn that it's not going to destroy us. We're going to make it through. We won't crumble or go under. It helps to go back to the basics, to focus on detachment, dealing with feelings, and taking life one day at a time. I can handle everything that happens today. I can handle it. It's when my mind starts worrying about, oh my God, but that thing is due in a week from now, and this is coming up, and that, oh, and I didn't get that done, and this, like when we start living in the future and in the past, it's not manageable. But everything that's happening today, I can manage it all. I can deal with it all. So when we're stressed out, we rely on our systems to help remind us to stay in the day. We can deal with our feelings and take our life one day at a time. Our most important focus during times of stress is taking care of ourselves. And I've learned that. I was telling a friend back a couple months ago, I posted about this. I was going through the dark night of the soul, I called it. And but I was facing feelings I'd never faced before. And in that, there was a couple days in a row where I took 4 baths. And I told my friend, I was like, I'm so stressed. I took 4 baths today because I learned about taking care of myself, and a bath to me was very soothing, and it still is. I take a bath every night, but I was taking 4 baths a day just to like soothe myself because it was stressful, and I knew I just needed to take care of myself while this chapter in my life processes. Okay, taking care of ourselves. So when our most important focus during times of stress is taking care of ourselves, we are better able to cope with the most irregular circumstances. We are better able to be there for others if we are caring for ourselves. Got to take care of this so I can be those things I want to be for the world and be helpful and make make a difference in the world and make the world a better place. But if I don't take care of this, that mission is going to fail. So taking care of ourselves. Yes. So we can ask ourselves regularly, what do we need? I would say that to myself, like, what do I need right now? What do I need right now? I need to feel secure. I need to feel peace. I need this. Well, how can I provide that for myself? So asking these questions, what do I need now? Just sit there, close your eyes. I would sit there and close my eyes on the bus, freaking out. And I would say, okay, what do I need? And a lot of the times I just needed to know it was all going to be okay. I just need someone to say it's all going to be okay. So I could say that to myself. And then it was like, whoosh, things will calm down. So ask ourselves regularly, what do we need to take care of ourselves? What do we need? What might help us feel better or more comfortable? Self-care may not come as easy during times of stress. Self-neglect may feel more comfortable, but taking care of ourselves always works. You might start to neglect yourself, and that's just going to come, but taking care of yourself will always, always work. It doesn't say maybe will work. It doesn't say sometimes work. Always works. Taking care. And I am proof of that. I'm walking, living proof of that because I've been doing this. So here's your prayer for today on coping with stress. Today, I will remember that there is no situation that can't be benefited by taking care of myself. Yeah. When at the last straw, with all else fails, I'm going to take care of myself, and so can you. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I hope you all have an amazing evening. I appreciate you watching, because tonight we are reading The Language of Letting Go by Beattie, and I appreciate you all tuning in with me. Thank you so much, and good night.